I greet you. So we're going to go through this question together. Like you indicated, we had challenges solving the question on moments. So we do this one together. Okay, so it reads, B4.1 shows a seesaw balanced with forces 200 newtons, 150 and 110. So the 200 force is 2 meters from the pivot. The 150 force is y meters from the pivot. And the 110 force is 2 meters from the pivot. The first question is, state the principle of moment. Simply, the principle of moment states that the sum, so it states that the sum of clockwise moment is equal to the sum of anti-clockwise moment. For a body at equilibrium. Okay, so there's no space, I'll just write it here. So as you state the principle of moments, it is important that you indicate this, that the body, it has to be at equilibrium. If the body is not at equilibrium, the sum of clockwise moment and the sum of anti-clockwise moment will not be equal. So that is the condition for principle of moment. Now, the first question is, calculate the distance of y. So to find the distance of y, we're just simply going to use the principle of moments. So we know that a moment is equal to force times distance. So we'll say force 1 times distance 1 is equal to force 2. So the force 1, it is this one. This becomes our F1. And this becomes D1. This becomes our F2. And this becomes D2. This becomes our F3. And this becomes the distance from here to here, becomes our distance 3. So we have F2 times distance 2 plus F3 times distance 3. So the sum of the clockwise will be equal to the sum of anti-clockwise if the body is at equilibrium. So F1, we're going to have 200 times D2, which is 2, is equal to F2, which is 150, times D2, which is y in that case, that is our data, plus F3, which is 110 times 2. I'll not put the units here because I want to get the algebra, then you can solve this question nicely with units later. So now, 200 times 2, this will give us 400. This will give us a 400. This will give us a 150 y plus 110 times 2 to give us a 220. Once that is done, we're going to have 150 y is equal to 400 minus 220. 400 minus 220, this will give us 150y is equal to 180. So you divide through by 150 over 150. So these two divide. Therefore, y is equal to, we can use a calculator, 150 into 180 to give us 1.2. Now, since y is representing the distance, this is going to be 1.2 meters. So that is how you can find the value of y. Okay, now I've done this. I've not put the units because I never wanted to confuse you with the variables and everything. However, as you solve this question, I would encourage you put the units so that these numbers should have meaning. A number without a unit, it is meaningless. So as you solve this one, use units. You did algebra in mathematics. I'm sure you'll be able to come up with the correct units. The next question is, find the force X acting upward at the pivot. That one is very simple. To find the force X acting upward at the pivot, what we do is simple. We are going to say the force X is equal to force 1 plus force 2 plus force 3. So all these forces will act about the pivot X. So this is going to give us 200 Newton plus 150 Newtons plus 110 Newtons. So this is going to be equal to, when we add all this, we get something like this will give us 350, 450. So this will give us 460 Newtons. Okay, so this is how this question can be solved. So thank you very much for paying attention. I'll send this video to you, then I'll give you classwork. I want to see if you can apply just this one principle that we have discussed. Thank you.